Welcome
Welcome
back,
back.
Students on Strike. It's been a little while.
I think it's been like a month. Yeah, a month. That sounds about right to me.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks. We said we were gonna keep going, but we did not.
Well,
But Students
because
on
we're
Strike,
busy. We're
yeah,
busy.
Students on Strike is well and alive. Don't worry about that. It's just we've been a little bit, or Patrick's been a little busy. I've been me.
Luke doesn't do anything. But I had finished my show and then I got sick, and then yeah, now we're here. But guess what Luke and I did this weekend?
What did we do this weekend?
That wasn't a question for you. It's sort of rhetorical, but okay. We watched all the Star Wars movies in a row. Yay! Woohoo!
21 hours.
Yeah, it's 21 hours of film. It took us about like 34 hours though, because you got to
Yes, we
sleep.
didn't do it all on May the 4th, 5th, May the 4th today.
The
Yeah.
majority though.
Yeah. I
Because
mean,
on the Friday, Phantom Menace was back in theaters, so we saw that in theaters. That was fun. Then we came home and watched Attack of the Clones. I fell asleep for like 30 minutes during that because I was tired. Um, and then we woke up at like 10 o'clock on May the 4th, and we just watched all seven until 4 a.m. All the rest of
yeah.
seven until 4 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah.
Their movies are right. They're fantastic movies. Even the ones that
Yeah.
aren't even the best, I still enjoyed watching them.
The last
Um,
3 were pretty painful just
I don't
because.
think they were painful. I had a good time. I mean, I was
Okay, I
tired,
did
so I wasn't really
too.
talking to Leah, but I was having a good time.
The last 3 were pretty painful. Not because they were bad, just because, like, I was tired and they're not the best of Star Wars, so I didn't really, like, you know.
No, I got my Lucasfilm sweatshirt on right now, though, so
Yeah,
represent.
have a random sweatshirt
Luke
on.
doesn't own any Star Wars sweatshirts, so he didn't put one on.
No, just Harry Potter stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so let's run down the schedule for this week's episode. Alright, so we're gonna do the top 9 Star Wars movies just
We're just
because
gonna rank the Star
we're
Wars
doing the
movies.
Skywalker saga, not
We
the
were
other
gonna
two.
do we were gonna do Solo and Rogue One, but first of all, we did end up watching those, even though we planned on it. It just would have
Because
taken
we are gonna
way
be
too
done by
long.
8 o'clock in the morning if we had watched
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
so it's safe to say better off without them.
And
But yeah,
also, and I haven't watched those movies recently enough to rank them fairly.
I could rank them. I want to watch Rogue One again soon because, like when I was younger, I didn't really like it because it was too serious. But I think I would enjoy it more now. But yeah, and then we're gonna do like our favorite moment from each of the trilogies, and then we're just gonna talk about Star Wars, talk about why we like it and why it's like one of our favorite series of movies. And then of course, to be somewhat educational, we're gonna do some Star Wars facts for everybody to enjoy. Yeah, hey, okay. Um,
Woohoo!
I don't remember who started last time, so I'll just give us a go and start with my number 9. Um,
Alrighty.
it's not that hard to predict what my number 9 is going to be, but Rise of Skywalker.
Yep.
Um, I was going into it on Saturday being like, oh, technically Sunday, I guess, but I was like, oh, I don't want to watch this
Yeah.
at
It
all.
was like
But then
2 a.m. We were both
um,
tired.
I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. Like the beginning of it, fantastic. The
Yeah.
ending, not terrible. There's just like the middle part. There's like some stupid parts in the movie that don't make any sense whatsoever. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, or as I
The whole
remember.
C3PO thing continuously just makes me mad. And as I
Yeah,
talked about the entire Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker, I find it so stupid that Rey is related to Palpatine. I think it's so dumb
Luke
and
wants Rey to be
so
related to Obi-Wan, which I
I
can
would
agree with.
I think that would be so much better. Like it was a stupid twist. If they were gonna have her related to anybody, I would rather have her be related to Obi-Wan, or just don't have her related to anybody at all. Like,
Because if they don't relate her to anybody, then it's like anybody can be a Jedi, like anybody
yeah,
can have that potential.
yeah, and also leaves it more open for future movies.
Yeah. But
Um,
I think they're going to do like another movie. I just saw a thing about it, and I forget the name, but it's going to be like a continuation, like 20 years forward, I think. But I don't, yeah. That's not the next one though, because the next movie is going to be, basically like a Mandalorian series, season 4. It's like Mandalorian and Grogu. Um, Yeah, I'm thinking for that movie they might kill off Din Djarin, and yeah, like
Yeah,
it's going to be the last one, obviously. I think, but I mean, maybe as a twist, perhaps.
perhaps.
Yeah, they quit you number 9.
Obviously, Rise of Skywalker. We don't have to talk about it anymore. It's just I
Yeah,
like. I mean, did I like it a little better? Maybe, but I still don't think it's that good. Like,
we were also like stuffed with calories. I think
yeah,
I like ate like 5,000 calories that day.
and
Like
I
we
was
ate a lot of
popping.
food.
I had like 400 milligrams of caffeine in my system at that point,
Uh-huh.
and I was pumping.
Yeah, I had like entire boxes of those like little Debbie's donuts, which like 1,000 calories. I also had an entire thing of 30 chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A.
I
Two separate times
I
during the day, but
I ate an entire thing of, or I ate half a Nerds rope. I ate
uh,
an entire thing of like the sweet tarts ropes.
oh yeah, those weren't bad.
I actually really like those.
We ate
Uh,
almost the entire bag of Dots pretzels,
yeah, I ate some
almost the entire
chips.
box of Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah, I'm not
Yep.
proud of it. Oh, and I had like 3 Shirley Temples.
Oh yeah, which have like 50 grams of sugar in each of
Yeah,
them.
and
But
then
yeah,
pound the Celsius and a Ghost around like 12.
like yeah, 12 I think is when we started.
Yeah,
My number 8, Attack of the Clones. It's awfully written, like awfully. It's not well written
well,
whatsoever.
also Attack of the Clones should not be the title of the movie. I
No,
like I
it's
just
there's like
realized
one
that
battle
though.
with the clones, and that's it.
I just realized that the other day, like when we were watching it, it should not be called Attack of the Clones. I think
I don't
that's
like sand. It's coarse, rough, irritating, and it gets everywhere.
I like it here where it's soft and smooth.
The prequels were by far the most like what we were quoting the most, just because the lines
That's
are
the
like
only
really
like
stupid and
that's the
stuff,
only
and
best
some of them,
that's the best part of the prequels is it has the most quotable lines.
yeah. Now this
Uh,
is pod racing. Uh,
yeah,
yeah. But yeah, we quoted the entire like battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin. That was fun.
yeah.
Um,
Um. All right. So my number 8 is probably gonna be Phantom Menace, and I don't hate this movie, but it's really boring for a lot of it until like the last few scenes. Um, which I get it, like it has to set up everything in terms of the the Senate and all that, but I just don't find it. It's just not very entertaining.
yeah. The battle with Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Darth Maul. It's like a fantastically choreographed fight. It's really good. Like
Yeah,
I didn't really remember how good it was, but it was a really good fight.
I
But
the only
yeah, a
thing
lot of politics.
my only critique of the final battle is that I think Obi Wan kills Darth Maul a little too fast
Yeah,
after
and then like
Qui Gon
if
died.
you didn't watch like Rebels or anything and like the end of Clone Wars, like you wouldn't know that Darth Maul was alive. Um, so maybe like they could. Oh, I guess you could watch Solo, but yeah, yeah. That's my number 7.
Yeah.
My number 7 is Phantom Menace.
And I was just talking about you off screen before the podcast. I know they're doing it in trilogy format, but I wish there was a movie. I wish so badly there was a movie in between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith that would
And
just
like we
highlight it.
have like the Clone Wars TV show, but like that's it. I think yeah,
Yeah,
which is a pretty good TV show. Especially this, I love the last season of that show. It's really good.
I think the last season. I actually think it's like the best season.
I think it might be too.
That show gets really good. Like the early seasons are like really light and like obviously it is a kids show, but the early seasons are really light. But
I
it
like
like
when kids shows are like in depth and they actually have
yeah,
like character
and but the
development.
show definitely gets like more serious as it goes along, and like it makes more like there's more value and point to it as the show goes on.
Yeah.
Is why I really like it, and like I can still watch that to this day.
Mm-hmm. What's your
Um,
number 7? Yeah.
my number seven's probably gonna be Last Jedi. Um, not because it's necessarily bad. I'm just not a huge fan of the movie. I think there's points in the movie that could be a lot better. The only reason I feel so bad putting it at 7 is because that last sequence where Luke projects himself across the galaxy is such an amazing scene
It's
and
really cool. Yeah.
such an amazing moment in Star Wars. It's just the rest of the movie doesn't really make up for that in my mind.
No, yeah, that's my number 6 is Last Jedi. I enjoy watching Last Jedi a lot. Like there was like the whole part with Rey and Luke, I think could have been fleshed out, and like the Force FaceTime. I like the Force FaceTime with
Yeah.
Rey and Kylo.
Hmm.
Um, that's cool. And then what
The
am I
battle
thinking
where
of?
Rey and Kylo fight Snoke is also a
Oh,
benefit of
that's
that
a
movie.
that's a really good battle. But the worst part about that movie, I'm gonna get close to the mic for this one. The worst part
Yeah,
about that movie is Canto Bite. I do not like the Canto Bite sequence whatsoever. There's no
I
point
just
to it. Oh, also,
I
I don't like Rose at
Rose
all.
sucks.
She stopped Finn from saving the rest of the rebels. Like I know Luke showed up, but she didn't know that was gonna happen. She stopped Finn from saving, like sacrificing himself to save the rest of the rebels just because she wanted to say "I love you," and yeah, not smart
She's
on
also
the
just
mind right there,
irritating the
Rose.
entire movie before that too. Like she's just irritating.
Yeah, I don't really like
And
Rose.
I actually really like Finn as a character, but I don't like Finn because of Rose. Like
Finn's a good comic relief.
yeah. My favorite of that trilogy is Poe Dameron, like
Yeah, I like
easily.
Poe Dameron. Either Poe Dameron or BB-8. BB-8 was my favorite character for a long time.
I was just
Oh
on
no, or
BB-8
Kylo,
mainly.
or Kylo.
Yeah. Um, why do people have to turn and then just die? Like every time someone turns from the dark side, they just die.
Because they're so overwhelmed by goodness, they have to die.
Yeah.
How about your
Um,
number 6, Luke?
Number 6, Attack of the Clones. We've already talked about it. Just a really kind of not boring movie up until the last few scenes, which is what really puts a lot of movies at the bottom. Is that like Star Wars takes some of their movies
Yeah.
take a lot of time to build up.
Also, Anakin's really creepy in Attack of the Clones. Like
Well,
he's at the
I don't
height
find
of
him creepy. I
creepiness.
find him annoying.
No, like he sort of just like looks up Padme up and down a lot. He sort of just stares at her, and it's
Yeah.
really creepy.
Yeah. And I mean, I think the last battle could have been done better, even though it's already pretty good. I wish there
Yeah.
was more including the clones, especially since the movie's literally titled Attack of the Clones.
Luke loves the clones, by the way, if you didn't know.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a live action Clone Wars. I'm waiting like I'm so mad that there's no like not as much clones in the movies.
Yeah. I like the clones fine. Rex is like the 501st is my favorite. I know, is it 212 your favorite, Luke?
Yeah,
Like Commander
Commander
Cody, yeah.
Cody and the boys.
Um, yeah, I like the clones fine. It's just there's no clone wars really at all except for Geonosis and the Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, my number 5, yeah, 5, is The Force Awakens. That used to be like a top 3 movie for me. Just because it's a good way to start. Like it was like a good way to start off the sequel trilogy. Sort of like fell off from there, sort of a little bit. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I like how they introduced the characters and everything. The Han Solo dying was really sad. Um,
I
but
feel like they
yeah,
kind of had to in that movie though. They had to
they
kill
did.
someone relevant.
Well, like each of like the original 3 get like their own movie. Like Princess Leia sorta gets Rise of Skywalker. Luke gets Last
Well, I
Jedi.
think she would have gone more if Carrie Fisher hadn't died before the movie
Yeah,
had
because
come
they sort
out.
of had to like reuse scenes that they had already filmed and everything.
Yeah. My number 5 is also gonna be Force Awakens. I don't mind the movie. I think it has some really good sequences, like where they battle in the snow and
Uh
Finn
huh.
grabs the lightsaber.
That's
Like I
cool.
think
Yeah.
that's a great sequence. And the opening is amazing with the clones or not the clones, the stormtroopers raiding the village. I like those are
Mm.
great sequences, and I think the whole movie's actually pretty solid. Um, there's not much they could have done better. It's just I'm not a huge fan of the movie to be
Yeah.
like
Also,
in general.
Poe Dameron and Finn, great comic relief. I like Poe Dameron is very funny in this movie. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, it's a just right in the middle, like just average, pretty good.
yeah, and I think it was a great reunion, and it was good for what it was.
Yeah, I like that part.
Because
Um,
a reunion is the word you would use to
yeah,
describe that movie.
Yeah. My number 4, we're gonna go our first of the original trilogy, the Return of the Jedi. I like Return of the Jedi a lot. Great movie. Ewoks are fun. And I like the whole Tatooine with Jabba and everything. I like that whole part of the movie.
All right. This is going to be my first kind of controversial take. I'm actually going to put A New Hope at 4, which people are going to say, why so low? It's the first one that started
Why
everything
so low,
off.
Luke?
So my reason being, it's a great movie, and it will always be the movie that started Star Wars. And it will always be one of the best Star Wars movies. But in terms of what everything else has to offer, I don't think it's as great. Um, it's a solid movie, and every movie up until this, like, from this point forward, is a solid movie. And
You
I
can't just
just
say A New Hope is a solid movie. It is
I
an
know I
outstanding
have
movie.
I'm gonna give you I think my one critique of it is I would have I would have liked to see more of Luke's training in A New Hope.
Well, he didn't really have training. That was like the whole thing. Like he didn't have
Yeah,
training
I
with the
know.
lightsaber.
I
Like
know.
you don't see him using the lightsaber at all because like he didn't know how to use it.
Yeah, and that's exactly, like, I'd like to see that.
Well,
You
that's
know.
because he didn't have it. So that's why you have to wait till Empire Strikes Back to see like the actual training.
I
Because it's not
know.
like he was being trained with the lightsaber. It's just that one scene where he actually got to like
Yeah,
sort
and
of
that's
get
what I'm
trained
saying.
on the Millennium Falcon.
I would have liked to see Obi-Wan train Luke
Well,
more.
I'm pretty sure that's all that they actually did get to do because he
Yeah.
died. So
Yeah, I know.
can't really
I'm just
train with
saying,
him
like,
after he died.
I wish they would have added a few more sequences on Tatooine or something like that in
Well,
between.
I don't think they could have added it on Tatooine because they had to leave Tatooine to get to Alderaan system, which was blown up by that point.
Okay.
But so your
You
reasoning is
probably.
faulty. But the training aspect there, like where would they have trained? Tatooine they had to leave to get the Alderaan system. Millennium Falcon was the only place they really could have done it because after they went through the Alderaan system, they just saw the Death Star, so they went to that, and then Obi-Wan dies. So that's all they really could have done.
Okay.
Thank you for folding.
No, I didn't fold. I just think the other. Okay, I just think the other movies ahead of it are better. Okay.
Okay, sure. Okay. My number 3 is Revenge of the Sith. Um, last of the prequels. It's definitely by far the best of the prequels. Again, writing, not the best writing, but probably like that one scene, the Mustafar scene with Anakin and Obi-Wan is the most probably memorized scene by like the average Star Wars fan.
Yep.
So that's a plus for the writers, I guess. But yeah, the whole like it moves really well. Like the other prequel movies are sort of slow. This one's always got something going on. You've got the whole Obi-Wan with Grievous. The beginning part where they start off saving the Chancellor, killing Dooku, and then Yoda's fight with Palpatine, then Anakin and Obi-Wan. So it paces really well, I think. But yeah, and
I
lightsaber fights
really
are
like
great.
Revenge of the Sith. It for a while it was my favorite Star Wars movie. It's not anymore. Um, and the only part I found about I know Anakin has to turn. I just always, every time I watch
Oh
it,
no,
find
yeah.
I just find it
Luke and I
so
were
annoying.
Luke and I were both pointing out like when Mace Windu dies, like we're like, why did he have to do that? Like, why couldn't he have just like not killed Mace Windu?
Yeah. Well, also, like, Anakin, like, the point is that he thinks that the Jedi are attacking Palpatine, but can he not just walk in and see dead people on the floor?
He
Like,
steps over 3 dead Jedi's to see um, Chancellor
like,
Palpatine getting electrocuted by his own lightning that he could have stopped.
yeah.
So you know,
Also,
unintentional.
Palpatine could have gone peacefully. Like, he didn't have
Yeah, I
to
don't think
fight
he would have
back.
done that though.
Yeah, I know.
That's not
I'm
his
saying that.
nature. He would have died before he went peacefully, I think.
Yeah. Um, well, my next movie is Return of the Jedi. Uh, kind
Didn't
of
you
the
just say
same.
Return of the Jedi?
What?
You just
Oh,
said
did I?
Return of the Jedi. Yeah.
Oh,
That
my
was your
bad.
number 4.
No,
No,
my
wait,
number
no.
4 is
New
New
Hope
Hope.
was your number 4.
Yeah,
No, yeah, sorry,
number
my
3 is
bad.
Return. Yeah, number 3 is Return of the Jedi. Kind of the same reasons as you. I do actually like it a little more. than A New Hope, mostly because I like seeing Luke as a Jedi. Um, and I like seeing him at his full potential, and I actually always get chills in the scene where Vader helps Luke and throws Palpatine down and all that. I just love that scene so much, which puts ahead A New Hope for me.
It's better lightsaber fighting, which I guess is a plus because they didn't really know how to do that yet. But yeah, Return of the Jedi is like there's good like there's like the good snippets. Like you go to like another thing, there's like a good snippet in every scene.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my number 2 is A New Hope. Not my favorite Star Wars movie. It's close, not there. Once again, like Luke said, it started everything. It's like one thing about this movie that I have a little critique. Luke gets over the death of everybody like really quickly. Like he's got like 4 close things like die to him within the span of the movie, and he gets over them like really quickly.
Luke has no issue with it. I was talking about this while we were watching it. Luke has no issue with it.
Like he goes like he's like, oh no, they're gonna like they probably went to them next, and then he goes there, he sees their like smoking skeletons. He's sad for about a second. He goes back to Obi-Wan, was like, I'm coming with you, and that's the entirety of him being sad.
Then he loses Obi-Wan. Does it like
he screams,
goes, no!
shoots,
and then gets back on the Millennium Falcon's spine, and then when they go into battle to blow up the Death Star, loses like 3 of his closest friends.
He loses his best friend, and then yeah, not great on his part. But I guess that's also the writing. Like they didn't have to give him time to be sad. But like for being 1977, the special effects are really good. Like now they don't like this a little. Some of them like live up to like now, but a lot of them don't. But yeah, there's like the lightsaber. Like you can see they cut so they can put the wooden rod in the lightsaber and everything like that. But yeah, it's a really good movie, and always will be. Fantastic.
My number 2 is going to be Revenge of the Sith, which I know is kind of controversial, but I also know a lot of people really like this movie.
A lot of like the kids our age, like that would be their favorite Star Wars movie.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not making it number 1 because it's definitely not the best Star Wars movie ever.
No, we know what the best Star Wars movie is.
Yeah,
it's obvious.
It's definitely not. But I'm putting it at number 2 purely for the quotable value of this movie. And also, I'm also putting it here because it's just a really good movie. I think
the lightsaber fights really bring it up because we don't really get like those type of lightsaber fights in the original trilogy, or even like the sequel trilogy. Like the whoever they had choreograph those, great job because those are so good.
And also, I'm just saying, I love this movie, but it annoys me every time I watch it. It constantly makes me mad.
Anakin's like, why do you do that, Anakin? Like, why'd you have to?
It makes me mad every single time I watch it.
Like, why does he choke Padme?
Yeah.
I guess like it's anger and
you turned her against me.
Oh my gosh, Anakin, idiot. Yeah, Luke. Let's say it on 3. What's our number 1 Star Wars movie? 1, 2, 3. Empire Strikes Back. Good job with the counting, Luke. But yeah, it's so good. Every single part of it.
Even though it's the only Star Wars movie that doesn't end with a big battle, which we were noticing as we were watching it.
But the beginning opening with Hoth, that's great.
That's a great scene.
Once again, Luke gets over the death of the person in the back of his ship really quickly. I guess just to reach over him to grab like the grappling hook. So that's like it looks like he's pulling him out, but no, he's just grabbing a grappling hook. But yeah, like the whole taking down the AT-ATs.
Introduced to Yoda for the first time.
Yoda, that's great. And every single time I see like the Dagobah stuff, I think of the bad lip reading.
But I'm pretty sure Yoda was originally a monkey. I'm gonna look this up.
You can look it up right now. But every single time I see like the Dagobah stuff, I think of the bad lip reading. The like this hit you with my stick. Is it going good, Luke? Was he a monkey? Let's see. I don't think he was, but
I swear to God, I watched something where like talking about how Yoda was like originally like A
I don't know
monkey.
what you watched.
Oh yeah, yes. George Lucas originally intended for Yoda to be played by a monkey in a mask.
Oh, a monkey, like an actual physical monkey.
Yes.
I thought you meant like the character was supposed to be a monkey.
No.
Oh, that's very strange, George Lucas. Yeah, that's very weird. But yeah, the whole part with Empire Strikes Back, the fight at the end with Luke and Vader. Vader is terrifying. Like that's really the first movie where you can see like how scary Vader is with like
Yeah.
everything that he does. You've got the iconic line, "No, I am your father." Not Luke, I am your father. It's "No, I am your father."
Yeah, and if you watch the prequels, you realize that Anakin likes to say no before he says anything.
Oh,
No, I
I was
love
noticing
you.
that because the other day, I think it was like that Friday, someone said like, thank you to Luke. He was like, no, you're welcome. That's what Luke said, like not in an angry tone, but he said no before you're welcome.
I was like, nah,
And
you're
then
welcome.
every single time Anakin, like one time Padme was like, it's because I love you so much. Anakin was like, no, because I love you more. Anakin does say no a lot.
No, I'm your father.
Yeah. But it's fantastic movie through and through, the beginning, the middle, and the end.
Even though it's the only movie that ends with the rebels losing, essentially.
Which is even better. It's like a twist. Like,
Yeah.
how are they going to come back from this?
Yeah, I'm
And Han
tired of
basically,
good guys always winning.
well, not Han Solo. Harrison Ford said he was done with movies and Star Wars and acting. I don't know if he said he was done with movies, but he was done with Star Wars. So that's why he wanted to get Frozen and Carbonite, but somehow they got him back. So that's why he got Frozen and Carbonite. It's because he didn't want to do Star Wars anymore.
Because Harrison
But
Ford is retired like 10 times.
he's retired like 7 times, but he's coming back for another Marvel thing, so that's fun for him, which I'm excited to see actually.
Yeah, he
yeah.
retired after Force Awakens, and he retired after Indiana Jones, and he then shows up in TV all the time.
Yeah, he comes, which is fun because he's a good actor. But yeah, that was our ranking. We hope you enjoy our ranking because I think they're pretty good. They're pretty similar. If they're not that different, ours, me and Luke's. Okay, now we're gonna do a little. What's our favorite part from each trilogy? Woohoo! We're gonna do timeline order. You can go first, Luke. What's your favorite from the prequels? Yeah.
Prequels. It's kind of hard, but I have to go with the duel between Obi-Wan and Anakin. It's easily the best part. I mean, I don't like the Geonosis scene or the Battle of Geonosis. Like, that's a great scene, but I don't think it's better.
Yeah. I have to say the politics is my favorite. Like politics specifically from Phantom Menace is my favorite.
You're kidding me, right?
No, I am kidding you. It's Mustafar. You were supposed to bring balance to the Force, not leave it in darkness. That was not the right part, was it? Oh no.
Well,
I
no,
forgot
what are evil.
No, I'm gonna forget what it was. I had it in my head and I lost it. I don't know. I'll figure it out by the end of the podcast, hopefully. But yeah.
Anakin, I have the high ground.
Yeah, best lightsaber fight in every movie.
What does he say? I must destroy you. You can try.
Well, he said. Well, Obi-Wan says, "Only a Sith deals in absolutes. I will do what I must." And Anakin says, "You will try." And then they ignite their lightsabers. They take off their cloaks and ignite their lightsabers. Okay. What's your original trilogy moment, Luke?
Darth Vader throwing Palpatine down.
Okay, yeah, it's a great moment. I was thinking about this before, and I was like, this is gonna be really hard to choose because there's so many good moments in the original trilogy. But I have to say, in A New Hope, the Luke with the twin sons and just like looking at with the Force theme. That's my favorite song, I think, from that John Williams has written for Star Wars is the Force theme. Either that, and I also like Han Solo and Leia's love theme. I like that a lot too.
Yeah.
No, good songs from John Williams. I was also telling Luke and my dad, over the weekend that like John Williams has like the best resume out of anybody. I think like he's won the most Oscars. Obviously, it was just like projects he's worked on and everything because he's so everything that like you see and watch. You're like, wow, that's so iconic, and that's John Williams. So yeah.
Yep.
All right, Luke, sequel trilogy.
This is hard for me, because I don't really like the sequel trilogy. But if I had to choose, it's gonna be Luke projecting himself across the galaxy.
I completely agree, 100%.
It's like there's no moments that really stand out from the sequel trilogy until that.
And the music from that scene is like intense, but also like it's like good guy music too, and it sounds really cool. And like, the anger of Kylo Ren, he's
And
a
let's not
super
talk
angry
about how
guy.
the scene before that sucks because Rose sacrifices herself for Finn, even though she doesn't even die,
You know, that's
causing
the price you gotta
basically like
pay.
half of the Rebel Alliance to die.
Yeah. Okay, I'd like to give an honorable mention, to not the film in the Skywalker saga, but to Rogue One, the final scene with Darth Vader.
Yep.
One of the best scenes in Star Wars. We watched it before we watched A New Hope, just because I wanted to watch it. It's terrifying. Like, if I was one of those rebels, like, I would be absolutely I
Yeah.
would like jump into a window, even if it was into space.
Yep.
But yeah, that's so cool too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a fun fact about the person who could have voiced Darth Vader, but we'll get to that later because I was reading through them. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to talk about why we enjoy Star Wars so much and why we decided to do a full podcast just about Star Wars.
Well, we've been Star Wars fans before we met, obviously.
I cannot hear you at all, Luke.
Really?
Oh, wait, you're back. I couldn't hear you.
My mic probably disconnected for a second.
I think it did disconnect, but something sounds really good. I don't know what the mic is, but it sounds good. Oh, Luke muted himself.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
It was
back.
probably using my AirPod mic instead of my mic.
It probably was, because now you sound really, now your mic sounds really good.
Oh, shoot. Alright. Well, so basically, I started watching Star Wars when I was probably about 3 years old. I watched it, A New Hope, and then I watched the prequels. But I remember I had one of those, like one of the packs with DVDs, and there were 6 DVDs, and it had DVD and Blu-ray on it.
Uh-huh.
It's just kind of a throwback to me. Like,
Yeah.
I had other things I liked when I was younger, but it was always Star Wars. I always loved Star Wars. I love Star Wars so much. And
the reason I probably Battlefront. I don't know what you're talking about. I thought you said we're playing.
I was just gonna say we've been planning on doing this since we met in like 5th grade.
Because like we were talking like one day when May the 4th is on a Friday or like on a Saturday or something, we're gonna watch all the movies in a row, and that's what we did. We watched all the movies in a row, and it was really fun too. Even though there were ups and downs.
Yeah.
I got like really tired at the end of it, and I just wanted to speak to Luke, and I put my hand on like over his mouth because he couldn't stop talking because he had 400 milligrams of caffeine. But yeah, it was really fun to do it.
And let me just say, it's way harder than it sounds.
Yeah, I know. Sitting on your butt and watching movies doesn't sound that hard, but it's a marathon, man.
Yeah.
Almost the same amount of hours as it is miles in a marathon.
Yeah.
5.2 off. But yeah, it was really fun to watch all the movies. But one of the reasons I like Star Wars so much is because my dad like has always really liked Star Wars, and like my entire basement has filled with like 3 3/4, 6-inch figures, entire wall of just the books, all the Legos and everything. We go to all the Star Wars celebrations in America. We've been going since I was like 5 or 6. And they're really fun to go to. And we have like lightsabers and everything, and going to Galaxy's Edge. Like my dad's sister was gonna go to Galaxy's Edge in like the October that it opened or something. Like I think it opened in the summer. Like they're gonna go in that October, and my dad was like, "We can't let them go before us," so we just decided to go at the same time as them. But yeah, Star Wars has always been like something like during my life, and my dad has also built a website that everybody should go look at and check out. It's called Happy Beeps, happybeeps.net, and there's like 15,000, I think it's like 17,000 now, like figures and like maybe like 12,000 books that he's got like put into the system, and it's really cool. But yeah, Star Wars has always been really like fun for me.
Yeah.
Excuse me, like burping.
I remember the first time I was introduced to Star Wars, in my like pre kindergarten class, there was like a ABC Star Wars book, and like I'd never seen any of the movies or anything. I just thought that
Yeah.
was really cool. And like then I went home and asked my parents about it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Star Wars."
One thing that like
And-
Luke and I, or continue, sorry.
and then they ordered me the movies, and I watched all of them.
Yeah, one thing that like Luke and I like connected with over COVID is that we would play Battlefront like every
Mhm.
single day. Like I had a schedule for
Mhm.
from video games. We would get off of school at like 12. I would play Minecraft with my friend Bates, and then I would have like dinner and everything, like relax, and then Luke and I would play Battlefront at like 6 o'clock every single day, and we would
Mhm.
play, and we got pretty good at it. We would play Supremacy a lot. Like we would, like really like that one. And we would play Heroes versus Villains.
Back when the servers were active.
Yeah, I play occasionally because that's like the video game I'm best at. I'm not very good at video games,
Yeah.
but yeah, I like Battlefront. It's a great game.
And if anybody is willing to hear us from EA or anything, which they won't,
Make a Battlefront 3,
make a
if
Battlefront
you please.
3, because
Because there's so many people they could add. They could add Ahsoka. They could add a lot of clones. They could add Mace Windu, Jango Fett.
I just am sick of these Fallen Order games. Like, I don't know if you played them; they're good.
I have them, and I wish they were like multiplayer Star Wars games because they're single player, and I want to play Star Wars with like my friends. I don't really want to play it by myself.
Yeah, and Supremacy and all, and like Heroes versus Villains, they're great game modes. It is so much fun to go in and play in a battle like you're in Star Wars.
But the thing is now, like everybody who plays like the Heroes versus Villains and everything, like exclusively play Battlefront, and they're like level like 500 or something with that character, and then they beat you every single time. It's like that's what doesn't make it fun.
I think the only character I've maxed out at this point, or like ever had maxed out, was Luke. I think
I have at like not like max level or anything, but like have all the things maxed out. I think I have like 5 or 6. I have Darth Maul, Anakin, Leia, and I think Count Dooku. 4, yeah.
I think
those are the
I
four
think I
have.
had a good few levels on Vader too.
Oh no, I have Vader too, so I have 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I'm mean with Leia, dude. I'm so good with Leia. He'll take anyone down with Leia.
Yeah, I remember when I used to use Bosk a lot.
Oh yeah, and like I don't know what it was. Like, it was like the Galactic Empire thing on Tatooine or whatever.
Yeah.
But Luke would use Bosk, and I would use like the Death Trooper or whatever it was, and that was really fun to play. We were so good. Like we could become professional. I think we were super good. But yeah, Battlefront's really fun. Oh, and another great Star Wars video game is the Vader Immortal on the VR.
Oh my god. Dude, I played like all 3 of those in one day.
Darth Vader is scary in that game. Like he's like 7 feet tall. So
terrifying in that game.
Yeah. Darth Vader's a terrifying villain in general. Like if you're talking like most terrifying like villains or like best villains of all time, it'd be like Darth Vader, Voldemort, and the Joker. And I think those are like the top 3 of the worst best villains of all time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because they're all like scary and everything, and they're all great like motives. Yeah, motives.
We were just talking about how we were doing Kylo Ren in a Snape voice the entire movie.
Well, he's gonna play Snape in the new TV show.
Yeah.
You can do Adam Driver is just Snape without a British accent.
Yep.
So if he puts a British accent on, he'll just sound like Snape. Which I have another fun Snape fact, also related to Star Wars, for later. But yeah, Star Wars. I think
Skywalker.
I think exclusively Star Wars is the best. I don't know why I said the word exclusively. It doesn't make any sense in this sentence whatsoever. But Star Wars is the best trilogy, series of trilogy. Saga. There you go. Saga of all time. Thank you. I rest my case.
I agree.
Yeah. But now, if you please, Luke, Should I do some Star Wars facts for everybody?
Yeah, I think we should do some Star Wars facts for everybody.
All right, there's like
Oh,
21 of them.
actually,
Actually,
we forgot to talk about our least favorite moments from watching the Star Wars
do we
movies.
have to? It's been
Yeah,
so positive.
it's been so positive, but I have to do me and poop on stuff because that's
Fine. I can't hear you, Luke. We lost you. Hello.
I was saying I need to turn off my Bluetooth because my AirPods keep connecting and disconnecting from my computer, which is messing up my mic.
Yeah, you should do that. You should disconnect.
Yeah.
Alright, why don't you talk about some of your least favorite moments? Wait, before you start, I want to say something about my least favorite moment out of any of them. In Rise of Skywalker, it's just like a series of moments. In Rise of Skywalker, the whole thing with the knife is so stupid. Okay?
Oh yeah, C3
Because-
can't read it.
He could definitely just show them the place without having to tell them out loud.
Yeah.
And also, they had to be standing at that exact point on that rock for Rey to have seen that whatever small red thing on the Death Star that she happened to pull out of the knife. So that was stupid. Yeah, that's alright. Now you can go on your tirade.
Yeah, well, I think, first of all, I think the whole C3PO thing is stupid to begin with. I think wiping his mind is stupid, and I think it's stupid that he regained his memory. I think they should, if they're gonna kill him off, kill him off.
They had no consequences in Rise of Skywalker. That was another thing. They had no consequences whatsoever.
Like, Leia died,
Like,
and
at
you knew
least
that
the-
was gonna happen.
Also,
Like,
at least let the Chewie thing brew for a little bit. Like they sort of showed immediately that he was alive. Like we didn't get to like feel the emotions of Chewie dying because we saw that he was alive like a minute later.
yeah. And, I mean, you can say, oh, Leia died. Well, we knew that was gonna happen. Like, the most
Because they didn't have enough
detrimental-
footage from Carrie Fisher.
the only moment in that movie that was somewhat like meaningful in terms of death is Kylo Ren, and
Uh-huh.
I mean
I was
that's the
actually
only
sad
time
that
really
the Emperor
mattered.
died.
Like,
Also,
all
how
the-
did the Emperor survive? The Death Star got blown up. How did he survive that?
yeah, no, that's stupid too.
Maybe he's just a clone.
They were just trying to milk everything as much as they could, and they wanted to incorporate as many of the people from the original trilogy as they could, and obviously
Uh-huh.
they couldn't include Anakin or Darth Vader because he had literally been burned. So you
Also,
can't.
with the like when Palpatine says "I am all the Sith" and then Rey says "I am," every single time I think she's gonna say "I am Iron Man" because it's so similar when like Thanos says "I am inevitable" and then he says "I'm Iron Man" and Palpatine says
Uh-huh.
"I am all the Sith" and she says "I am all the Jedi."
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, man.
I just
okay.
and then Phantom Menace. I have no problem with that movie. Besides, Jar Jar Binks is the stupidest character ever.
Oh, also, this I forget the name of the species, but they're so racist. Like whatever people try the separatists.
the Trade Federation.
Yeah, they're so racist, and
Oh,
it's just white guys doing a Chinese accent, and it's not good. I don't know how they got away with that. For like 3 movies, they got away with it.
oh, Jedi.
I know. It's not good. I don't know.
Yeah.
George Lucas was definitely like, you know what? You know what would really add to this character? If you all did a Chinese accent, and they're like, wow, it's a great idea, George. Because like they
Yeah.
can't disagree with George Lucas. So
Yeah. The sand quote, although it's so memorable, so stupid.
I don't like sand. It's coarse, rough, irritating, and it gets everywhere.
I'm trying like
Oh,
I was trying to think of like
it's a lot of politics for a kids movie, I guess. It's a lot of
Yeah.
politics.
I was also trying to think of like the scene in the droid factory. I know you were asleep during that part. That's also just dumb. Anakin's
Yeah.
arm gets crushed. I know he loses his arm later in the movie, but his arm literally gets crushed and he's fine.
He's a Jedi,
Yeah.
so he can't get hurt. He's a Jedi. Jedis can only lose their limbs, and that's it.
Yep.
I would also like to know how Maz Kanata got Luke's lightsaber. Like, where'd she get that from? Because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Cloud City is just like a solid core. It's like Jupiter. Because then it's just
Yeah.
a gas. I mean, I have no idea actually, but I thought it was just a gas planet. So
It
I don't know
fell
where
out
the
of the
lightsaber
sky.
went. And she caught it. She was there. She caught it. I just want to know what happened.
She was in the trash chute.
And like, did
thing.
she find like his hand with it? Because like that would be weird.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It just came to her in a dream.
and she was like, "That's where the lightsaber is. I know where it is." Or maybe she did the force teleportation thing that Rey and Kylo can do now, with
Yeah.
like the lightsaber going behind the back, and then it comes. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe that's
No.
what happened.
I always feel bad for that lightsaber too because it's just constantly gets
It
beat
gets
on.
thrown. It's a legacy lightsaber. It gets thrown around. It got ripped in half. Gets thrown off so many things. And eventually comes back.
Yep.
Yep. That's
Ripped in
it's
half.
just like a maybe it's just
Split
like a
in
homing
half.
beacon.
Because
It fell out of something. It fell out of like Anakin's pocket a lot.
Well, who splits it? Is it an attack? It's an attack.
no,
the
it gets
Clones
splits in half
in
in Last Jedi. It gets splits in half in Last Jedi.
Yeah, but it also gets split in half while Anakin has it, and he goes, "Yeah, Obi-Wan's gonna kill me for this."
Oh,
Or yeah,
does it?
yeah.
When?
I forget the seat. When was it? But it gets split in half, and he goes, "Oh, Obi-Wan's gonna kill me for this."
Maybe I don't remember that. Maybe I was asleep during that time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Oh, also, I don't. Actually, no. The lightsaber. We're gonna talk about lightsabers that we like now. The lightsaber that I really like. My favorite lightsaber is probably Obi-Wan's second lightsaber. Like for good, if it's talking about good guys, is it my favorite, like his second one. And then I like it. We haven't talked about Ahsoka at all, but I like Ahsoka's lightsabers. Hers are cool. The white ones. I don't really like the green or blue ones, but I like the white ones.
I know a lot of people love Ahsoka. I've never really liked her as a character. I've always kind of found her annoying.
I do the bad guy lightsabers. Darth Maul.
Yeah,
I have half
those
of his
are
hilt.
cool too.
And the Darth Vader's is obviously good.
Yeah.
'Cause it looks like a bad guy. Well, it's a bad guy version of his lightsaber. Like it looks like it's sort of like a counterpart of his lightsaber. And Count Dooku's lightsaber is cool too.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Palpatine's is gold, which is kind of cool.
It is gold. Oh, and Leia's lightsaber, that's really cool. I like how they built that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I want? I want a real lightsaber, like that one in that one Disney trailer where it actually extends from the hilt and it's like light up like a real lightsaber.
Yeah.
I want that. I don't think you can ever buy that. I hope one day you will be able to, but I want it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's really cool lightsaber.
Master Skywalker.
Oh yeah, we did a TikTok with that. You guys should go look at that TikTok. It's also on Instagram. It's really good. We had a good time. I couldn't get the green screen right at the end, but that's besides the point.
Master
Skywalker,
there's too many of them.
What are we going to do?
Oh, I also just hate the whole clones thing. Like, I know it's necessary, but I hate Order 66 and all of that. It annoys me every single time.
Do it. Do it.
I hate that the clones are chipped. I hate,
Luke doesn't let the clones turn evil.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah,
but I know it's like a necessary part of the movies.
Alright,
but every time I watch Clone Wars, I just this is all pointless. It literally is. It's all pointless. It's all part of the plan. So there's no point.
Yeah, I know. Super sad. Alright, you want to do some facts with me? Oh, you want to listen to me do the facts?
Some facts.
Alright, there's only 21 of them. Why don't we just do all of them? Okay?
Yeah.
We will do a minute. Alright. Number 1. The word Ewok is never actually spoken out loud in films. Huh. Tupac could have been Mace Windu. Even weirder.
That is awesome.
And Alan Rickman auditioned for a role in Return of the Jedi. Who is he supposed to be? Oh, he was supposed to be a big slow voice in something. I don't know, but he's supposed to be something. Jar Jar Binks is responsible for the destruction of the Jedi. Huh. Okay. Oh, he gave Palpatine the power to overthrow the Senate because he was a senator. Okay.
Yeah, so it
ET's in
is
Star
Jar Jar
Wars.
Binks'
We know
fault.
this one. Yeah. We know that ET's in Star Wars. Luke and Phantom Menace are like, oh look, ET. We knew it was gonna be there, but
Yeah.
we wanted to say it. Then NSYNC had a cameo in Attack of the Clones. When?
Wait,
Appearing.
I'm looking this up.
Wait. The popular boy band were invited briefly to appear as Jedi in Episode 2 for the single reason of appeasing George Lucas's daughters, but alas, they never made it to the big screen. Oh, the scene was cut. Okay. It's in the director. It's in George Lucas's director's cut, though. Okay. The line "I have a bad feeling about this" is in every movie. We knew that. It comes up every time. The colors of a lightsaber had meaning. We knew this one too. And then The Emperor Strikes Back features the most stop motion animation. That makes sense because of all the AT-ATs and everything. It took 3 hours to film the first opening crawl. How? Oh, they actually filmed the letters on a piece of paper. That's cool.
Oh, wait, on what?
I think that, so one of the most recognizable movie introductions.
Oh,
The
yeah, I
effect
knew
was
that.
created by using a 2-foot wide yellow letters over a 6-foot black background. Huh, that's pretty cool. Okay. I Am Your Father was kept a secret even from the cast. I didn't know that. It's impossible to obtain an original theatrical version of Star Wars. I don't know what that means.
Like,
This
you can't
changes.
You can't
You
get
can't get the original
on-
one. Huh. Revenge of the Sith has more visual effects than any film in history. That's crazy.
That doesn't surprise me.
Porgs actually exist for a reason. I don't feel like reading that. They were just there. Yoda and the Muppets, Miss Piggies are voiced by the same guy. I knew that, Frank Oz. He's also the voice of Kermit, I think. Kermit the Frog here. Daniel Craig made a cameo as a stormtrooper in Force Awakens. Yeah. I pointed that out to Luke, but he knew that already. But yeah. Yoda is the Sanskrit word for warrior. I didn't know Yoda was Sanskrit. That's pretty cool. Harrison Ford's casting as Han Solo was a happy accident.
Yeah, because George Lucas didn't want him because he had already been in American Graffiti.
Yeah. James Earl Jones recorded all of his Darth Vader lines in a single day. That's pretty cool. Another cool thing with James Earl Jones is that he gave it his voice for like AI, so that they can use AI to record his voice, which is even cooler. Warwick David played Wicket because R2-D2 got food poisoning. That's strange. Yoda was originally going to be played by a monkey. There we go. That's Luke's fact that we heard earlier.
Yep.
Thank you for listening to our somewhat educational segment there with some facts. And thank you for listening to our episode this week.
Welcome back to the podcast.
Oh yeah, welcome back. We'll be doing it more consistently now because we're free more often.
And we're about to be out of school.
We are in like a few weeks, actually. It's like May 6th right now. We will be out on June 7th. Oh, we're going to be out in a month. That's crazy. Oh, I can't wait. Summertime is here, almost. But yeah, hopefully next year, hopefully we're still on the podcast this time next year, but National Harry Potter Day is May 2nd, which will be, in fact, a Friday. So hopefully Luke comes back from his boarding school that Friday, and he comes to watch all the Harry Potter movies in a row with me. And we get that done, which hopefully
that sounds
it's a little.
That sounds a little easier.
It's a little shorter. It's like only 19 hours. Only 19 hours.
Oh, only 2 hours shorter.
Yeah.
So it'll be done by 2 a.m. this year or next year.
Hopefully. But yeah, and you can listen to a whole episode about Harry Potter.
Yeah.
So yeah. But thank you for listening to the episode this week. We hope to see you all next week and have a good rest of your week. Wait. We can't go without Luke singing a song. Do you want to sing? We can sing Duel of the Fates. Ready, Luke? 1, 2. I'll let him go. Okay. Thanks, Luke. Thank you. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.